Welcome, everyone. Today, we'll explore how to create a performance measurement framework that empowers your team to make data-driven decisions. My goal is to help you move beyond subjective measurements of success and establish a clear, accountable framework. Building success isn't just about working hard. It's about aligning efforts with measurable outcomes. We need to hold our projects accountable using data. This means establishing key performance indicators that reflect true progress. I'm Chad Hester, and I've spent the last 25 years helping organizations create digital solutions that not only work, but also excel in their domains. With a focus on information architecture and UX strategy, I've seen how data can transform a project. A few projects that specifically use this would be one for Dixon. It's a manufacturing organization that has hundreds of thousands of products, as well as the California State Employees Association. Now, both these organizations are quite different, but they both utilize the definition of key performance indicators to demonstrate the purpose behind the web presence that they had and hold it accountable for the improvements and changes that we made to it. We tracked the data behind each one of the KPIs that these individual organizations defined together as a team with us. And then after we established those things, we would meet on a routine basis to evaluate not only our observations, but also to discuss potential areas of improvement, opportunities for research, and so forth, our recommendations. So let's dive into this. But before we do that, first, a show of hands. Are there any business owners? Okay. How about anyone in sales or marketing? Raise your hand. All right. How many developers are here? Show of hands. Okay. Are there any designers in the room? Can you raise your hands? Okay. Website managers, raise your hands. All right. Are there any digital strategists in the room? Can you raise your hands? Wonderful. UX researchers, how many are in the room? Thank you. And QA testers, any in the room today? Anyone who didn't raise your hand? Okay, thank you. I wanted to see who is in this room, so that way we can kind of understand any questions that you might have after our presentation, and also to try to tailor our examples specific to your interests. Let's dive into it though. Is this a presentation for you? Well, today we'll cover how to measure success using key performance indicators in a performance measurement framework, how data informs strategy, and how to work together as a team to improve your website. Success isn't just about hard work. It's about quantifiable progress towards goals. We need to define what success looks like using metrics that reflect actual impact. Key performance indicators are not just data points. They are your project's compass, showing where you're heading and help you steer your team towards meaningful outcomes. A performance measurement framework isn't just about setting goals. It's about creating a structured approach to achieving and exceeding them using data to guide every step. Design and development aren't just about technical work. They're about creating systems that support business objectives. Let's focus on how our efforts impact the bigger picture. There's a common misconception that technical skills alone are enough. In reality, it's the strategic application of these skills that makes a difference. Instead of just turning wrenches, we learn to grow as people, as a team, and with our informed solutions. We start by defining our goals and how we'll measure progress. This involves setting up a performance measurement framework that aligns with our business objectives. Our hypothesis is that a performance measurement framework enables proactive growth by routinely measuring and learning as a team. We create a cycle of continuous improvement. So the development and use of a performance measurement framework will allow us to build a more effective, continuous improvement using data-driven learning as a team. We start with a goal to move into well-informed build, measure, learn cycles through our performance measurement framework strategy development. This is something that was discussed in depth in a book called The Lean Startup, so you can learn more about that in terms of this build, measure, learn cycle. So different projects require different growth strategies. We'll look at how the PMF can be tailored to various types of growth engines, from user acquisition to product development. There are three that were originally defined in the Lean Startup, which is the viral engine of growth, the paid engine of growth, and the sticky engine of growth. Typically, you're only functioning in one or another, not often multiple ones, because things can get kind of complicated. And each one has its own measurements. So choosing the right measurements means understanding your specific growth engine and its key performance drivers. This ensures that your KPIs and KSAs are relevant and actionable. So why a PMF? Well, a performance measurement framework provides a unified goal for your team, measurable impact, and structured approaches to learning together. It's about aligning everyone with the bigger picture. A unified team with goals ensures that everyone is working towards the same objectives. This alignment reduces confusion and increases efficiencies. Measurable impact means using data to assess how we achieve our goals. It's not enough to say that we're successful. We need to prove it with evidence. Learning together as a team fosters collaboration and innovation. By reviewing data and insights collectively, we can make better decisions and grow stronger as a unit. A successful performance measurement framework includes clear key performance indicators and supporting key system attributes, and a structured document to guide the team's work. It's about creating a framework that enables growth and accountability. KPIs are metrics that directly reflect your business goals. They help you measure success in a way that's aligned with your strategic objectives. KSAs are the qualities of your system that support your KPIs. They represent the underlying characteristics that make your system effective in achieving your goals. You want to document your KPIs, KSAs, data sources, and reporting cadence. This formalizes the framework and ensures everyone is aligned and working towards the same goals. Guided growth means using your PMF as a tool to direct and support your team's development. This approach fosters a culture of continuous improvement. It's important to budget for developing a collaborative strategy like KPIs and a PMF. Whether a small or large investment, what we put into things will reduce waste later, reducing overall expenses and increasing earlier success. An initial effort is needed to define the PMF with realistic KPIs and ideas for KSAs. We can certainly stop there if we just want KPIs to guide project task priorities. However, ideally, we want to work together as a team to track KPIs and mold KSAs to suit our organization and audience needs. That requires routine effort and commitment. The people who are involved depends on the strategy, who is available to participate, and the budget. Minimally, not ideally, it's important to include stakeholders who can provide diverse perspectives and insights. For clients on a smaller monthly retainer, we might want to focus on KPIs that inform strategy, but may not be actively monitored due to limited resources. It's essential to prioritize the most impactful metrics. For clients on a larger monthly retainer, the PMF is actively monitored and has a greater impact on strategy. This allows for deeper analysis and more frequent adjustments based on data. It's crucial to involve various stakeholders, including subject matter experts, test and live users, and PMF team participants. Their diverse input ensures that the framework reflects real-world needs and challenges. During the intake process, we gather information on business needs and goals, user behavior, and data sources. This helps us set a solid foundation for the PMF and ensures that all perspectives are considered. We use an intake survey to gather stakeholder insights. This includes questions about the organization's purpose, the role of the website, and anticipated improvements. It helps to identify goals and potential obstacles early in the process. After collecting intake responses, we review and organize the information using a worksheet. This step is essential for identifying common themes and discrepancies that need to be addressed. We use an intake worksheet to document business goals, income sources, expenses, audience segments, and conversion funnels. This helps the team achieve consensus and align on priorities. So let's take a look at one of these spreadsheets now. So the example that we have is from a movie theater. So I think we can all relate to the idea of a movie theater. But what is a website doing for the sake of that movie theater? Well, we've identified a few measurable goals that the movie theater has already provided us in this fictional example. Increase profits with a target goal of 20%, stretch goal of 25 yearly. Improve attendance ratio, so they want 60% attendance in their theater with 80% stretch goal. They want to increase concession sales to 2 million a year, 2.5 million preferably. And they want to reduce concession costs to 1 million a year, preferably 800,000. Now, these are just business goals. These are not necessarily tied to the website, but maybe there are some situations where the website might help them with those goals. It's important to also understand income and expenses, because when we look at these things, we can either cause harm or we can support them. So we identified ticket sales, concession sales, private events, and advertisers or sponsors as potential income sources here. Operational expenses include the theater lease, movie licensing, utilities, salaries, concession and supplies, private events, marketing, advertising, just to name a few. And there are different audience segments, and the way that you segment audiences can differ greatly between organizations and purpose here. And in this case, we identified at least moviegoers, families, college students, advertisers, and sponsors. And there are different conversion funnels where the website may participate, like ticket sales. Are they sold online, or are you just giving somebody the phone number to your movie theater? Private events. Is there a way to book things online, or again, are you giving a phone number? That's your choice. And then you could build a reward program for recurring moviegoers. You could also become an advertiser or a sponsor, and those are all things that the website can support. And there are critical activities tied to these things. These are the things that users do, like purchase a ticket, view showtimes, contact the theater, get directions to the theater, purchase a reward program membership, or book a private event, just to name a few. And through this process of intake and exploration as a team, we can derive examples of key performance indicators. In this example, we have profits. That could be something from a QuickBooks report. Customer satisfaction could be from a Net Promoter Score on Hotjar. Attendance ratio could be, again, a QuickBooks report if that's where we're storing it. Concession sales, again, QuickBooks can pull that. There are also two KPIs that we could consider. One would be the sticky engine of growth, so repeat attendance, or maybe the paid engine of growth, the cost of acquisition. Maybe it's a brand new theater and we're trying to get attendance. And there's also a KPI for concession costs because that was one of those business goals. But do we want to track that relevant to the website? Maybe not. Along with that, we want to come up with key system attributes, and we'll explain what these are in a moment. But these are supposed to support the key performance indicators. That is, these are the ideas that we have, the hypotheses, if you will, about what aspects of this website, when we build it, should be supportive of those key performance indicators. So in this case, we've listed out call to action links on the homepage to view movies, buy tickets, and book events. There's another for a reward program for moviegoers. So there should be a page for that, explaining that, maybe even allowing them to make a purchase for that. Event booking landing page in a form if I want to have a party there. There could be other things that I think would be relevant for a number of the KPIs and goals that we've explored, which be things like a concession menu page with any sort of deals coming up. Maybe during the summer, there's something that's less expensive. There should certainly be a movie listing page that needs management. And if you don't need to get a developer involved, well, that could be a key system attribute to promote the success of fresh content, accurate content on the website. Social sharing links could spread awareness for current moviegoers and for event booking. So that way you get more attention to those opportunities. There should certainly be a contact form for the intangible communications that you would have to help people with all of the things that your KPIs support. And lastly and not least is advertisers may be something that you want to attract, not only for your website, but for your on-site premises. That might be an income source to consider. So that's the worksheet to help break things down. And when we want to take a look at that spreadsheet, obviously you'll want a blank one to start from there. This is not the starting point, but rather the midpoint. It's the way to triage this information in a tabulated form. So to kind of round back to the things that we just collected, understanding the business goals is the first step in defining KPIs. We need to know what success looks like for the organization to ensure our metrics align with those objectives. It's important to consider the income sources and expenses when developing a PMF. This context helps us prioritize KPIs that support financial health and sustainability. Mapping out conversion funnels is a crucial step for understanding user journeys and identifying key points where KPIs should be applied. This helps us track user behavior and optimize for desired outcomes. The critical activities, similar to conversion funnels, but not the same, are the key actions users take to achieve your business goals. Identifying these helps us define KPIs that track the success of these actions and the overall user experience. Different audience segments may have different needs and behaviors. By understanding these segments, we can create more targeted KPIs and KSAs that better serve each group. Brainstorming ideas for KPIs and KSAs early in the process helps us set the stage for more detailed discussion. These initial ideas can be refined based on data and stakeholder feedback. The PMF document captures all the essential elements of our framework: key performance indicators, key system attributes, the data sources for those key performance indicators, and the reporting cadence. This serves as the roadmap for our performance measurement efforts. Now, in this document, we'll take a look at, and you can pull this up on your own. We'll see each one of these elements. First, we start off with just a general definition, so that way anybody that opens this document understands the purpose of the document and the general definitions of what they should expect to see here. Next, we have a quick list of what are the key KPIs. And then we have a bit more definition. So for example, profits indicates that QuickBooks is used to track the information on profits, and it also shows goal and stretch goal. In the case of customer satisfaction, it talks about Hotjar being used to have a net promoter score to measure customer satisfaction in an industry standard way, along with industry standard goals of 20% and 50% as a stretch goal. Any of these goals that you have may be something where you don't have enough data to make a decision. And sometimes it's okay to set a goal where you don't know. So the target goal is not yet set, and it can be informed by reviewing baseline measurements for at least 3 months. You want multiple points to see if there's a trend or if it's just erratic, especially in a seasonal business where data trends can really ebb and flow over the course of a year. You may need more data to have a realistic goal. And it's okay to change your goals. It's just try not to change the measurement themselves of the KPIs. After that, we talk about key system attributes. That is the attributes of the website that should support the KPIs. Now, sometimes they are hypothetical. We haven't tested it, like a reward program for moviegoers. And in other cases, maybe it is something that we've tested through user testing and verified that indeed people can complete a task, like being able to view a movie or buy a ticket. Well, if you have navigation elements like on your home page or in your menu system, those should be able to help people get to and from. So this is just the guidance, the attributes that we want to make sure that when we look at the website, we can see these attributes being played out in some shape or form. We're not defining how, we're simply saying that these are attributes that should exist to be supportive. After we take a look at the KSAs, we also want to talk about meeting and reviewing this information. So the PMF document will simply say that, say who should participate, and this can be tailored specific to your project. Link out to any sort of measurement report or dashboard in the document itself, so it's easy to take a look at a real-time projection of what's going on. And lastly, but not least, is the measurement schedule itself, which is particular to your organization. Typically, I'll recommend a monthly, quarterly, and yearly cadence. Monthly is just keeping your finger on the pulse, seeing how things are going, make sure that nothing erratic is happening. Quarterly takes a look at the past 3 months, and then plans for the next 3 months. And yearly, same thing, but over a year period of time. So regular reviews of KPIs and KSAs ensures that we are measuring the right things and making necessary adjustments based on what we learn. This iterative process is key to ongoing improvements. Making revisions is a part of the process. As we gather more data and feedback, we need to be flexible and willing to adjust our KPIs and KSAs to reflect new insights. Our goal is to build stable KPIs, only adjusting them with major shifts in organizational goals or audience needs, while KSAs, on the other hand, are organic and changing based on data-driven information. Key performance indicators influence design decisions by providing a measurable way to evaluate the effectiveness of different elements. They help us make data-driven choices that enhance user experience. Key system attributes are essentially the hypotheses about what attributes will help achieve your key performance indicators. We need to test these hypotheses and validate them through real-world data, though. Each KPI must have a clear measurement method and a data source. This ensures that we can accurately track progress and make informed decisions. Setting target goals for key performance indicators keeps the team focused and aligned. Stretch goals can inspire extra effort and innovation, pushing the boundaries of what's possible. Key system attributes should be validated through testing and analysis. If they don't support your KPIs, be ready to pivot and refine them based on what you learn. And identify key stakeholders and who will participate in the performance measurement framework roundtable discussions. These should include representatives from business, technical, and user experience domains to ensure all perspectives are considered. Schedule regular measurement sessions to review KPI data. Consistency is key, identifying trends and making data-driven decisions. Define clear objectives for each meeting to keep the discussion focused and productive. This ensures that everyone is aligned and working towards the same goals. Before you start measuring, ensure that your data sources are set up correctly and your team understands the metrics. This preparation helps avoid confusion and errors later on. Configure data sources to collect accurate and relevant information. This step is crucial for ensuring all your KPIs reflect real performance and support informed decision making. Use a dashboard to visualize your KPIs. This makes it easier to track progress, identify trends, and communicate insights to the team and stakeholders. Calibrating your measurements ensures that your data is accurate and meaningful. Make adjustments as needed to maintain clarity and relevance in your KPIs. Set a regular schedule for updating your KPI data. This helps ensure that you are working with the most current information and can make timely adjustments as needed. Regular review of your KPIs helps keep the team focused and aligned. Use these sessions to discuss trends, address challenges, and make strategic adjustments. Set up recurring team presentations to share insights and discuss the performance of KPIs. This promotes transparency and encourages collaborative problem solving. Conduct internal evaluations to prepare KPI data and other observations, then initial recommendations before involving busy stakeholders, clients, or even test users. Prepare a presentation that clearly communicates your findings, insights, and recommendations based on the data. Make sure it's concise, visually engaging, and easy to understand. Collect all relevant measurements before you meet to ensure you have a complete picture of performance. This will help facilitate your informed and meaningful discussions. Document your observations about the data. Look for patterns, anomalies, and areas of concern. This analysis forms the basis of your recommendations and action plan. It's important to resist the urge to react impulsively to data, especially if you see unexpected results. Take time to analyze and understand the underlying factors before making decisions. Focus on long-term rather than short-term fluctuations. This perspective helps you make strategic decisions based on consistent patterns rather than temporary changes. When reviewing data, it's important to make specific recommendations for improvement. This can include refining measurement techniques, testing new KSAs, or researching new opportunities. Calibrate your measurements regularly to ensure that your data is collected and accurate and meaningful. This involves checking the validity of data sources and refining your measurement methods. Test and validate your key system attributes to ensure that they effectively support your KPIs. This involves iterative testing, user feedback, and adjustment based on data. Identify opportunities for improvement through research. This could involve competitive analysis, user research, or exploring new technologies that enhance your project. Maintain a backlog of recommendations for future improvements. This helps prioritize what to work on next and ensures that valuable ideas aren't lost over time. Ideas can be prioritized based on agile techniques and using the KPIs as a guide for what to improve more urgently. The build, measure, learn cycle is at the core of effective performance measurement. It's about creating a loop where you build a feature, measure its performance, and learn from the results. Utilize the PMF to guide your team's efforts through the build, measure, learn cycles. Measurements yield data to help us learn with further research. Learning gives us ideas for things to improve. What we build and produce can be measured to bring us through the cycle once again. Be ready to pivot if your current strategy isn't delivering the expected results. Maybe something changed in your organization, with your audience, or with your solutions. This could mean refining or redefining key performance indicators, exploring new key system attributes, or changing your overall approach. Update your performance measurement framework regularly to reflect new goals, changes in the business environment, or shifts in user behavior. This ensures that your KPIs and KSAs remain relevant and impactful. Learning and practice are key to mastering any skill. Whether it's refining your PMF approach or defining new capabilities, continuous learning is essential. Understanding where you are in the learning process helps you set realistic goals and measure progress. Whether you're new to this type of strategy or deepening your experience, acknowledge your growth journey. Find a mentor, attend social events, participate in discussions, and continue practicing. Expanding your knowledge and skills will enhance your ability to create effective PMFs. There are several books available to understand lean and rapid growth processes, including Lean Startup, Lean Entrepreneur, The Startup Way, and Lean UX. HubSpot has a course and certification for growth-driven design, which the PMF is largely based on. Learn more about Agile practices and consider certifications, which can improve team collaboration and prioritization of work for continuous improvements and management iterations. Here are 2 example files we referenced in this presentation, including our worksheet and the PMF document. Thank you for your time and attention. I hope this session has been a valuable experience in helping you understand and create a performance measurement framework of your own. Feel free to reach out with any questions or feedback.